Tonight, on St. Elsewhere.
The only reason I ever got involved with you was because we had great sex.
I was putting out the fire when the medication room was broken into.
But, Peter, both you and I know that you have a drug addiction.
I am innocent.
Hey, cut it out! You kill him! He's wearing a pacemaker! So the bum caught me with a hammer. I still got my shots in, right?
Aren't you supposed to be watching Dr. Craig's kid?
Have you seen him? Oh, my God, he's dead.
How's Nina doing?
17 hours and no change.
Ready? Push.
Maternity ward.
Oh, Nina's been in active labor for 3 hours. She's dilated only 2 centimeters. She's fine. We're gonna hang in there with natural childbirth all the way.
Well, I'm sorry about bringing you back down here, but as you can see, we've been bombarded.
Anything serious?
Nah, a bus sideswept the old State House. The building's fine. Mostly everybody else is just shook up.
Well, to be honest, I needed to get out of the labor room for a little while. Having a baby is not easy.
Tell it to Nina.
Surely you jest. By the way, Jack, we've got a pool going on. Your kid's waiting the length of Nina's labor. For only $1, you stand to make a fortune. Problem is, the only spot left is 36 hours, 12 pounds, female.
No thanks.
Well, you never know. She can be a female shot putter.
Thank you.
Dr. White?
Yeah?
I thought I smelled smoke coming out of the men's room.
Big deal. Probably some orderlies puffing on reefer in there.
Will you check?
Yeah. What's the matter? You afraid to go in there alone, are you? Oh, come on.
It's in there, Dr. White.
Cold red.
Excuse me. Is there a Mr. Custody here? Gene Custody? Mr. Custody? How long has he been here? Gene? Gene?
What have we got here?
Oh, boy. You give me a hand here, Shirley. How did you let him sit here this long?
He was able to fill out the forms, Jack. He wasn't that out of it.
His pupils are dilated and equal.
Second all over.
Yeah, we're gonna have to lavage him.
Candy, we need you over here.
There's nothing to be alarmed about. They're probably here just visiting a sick Dalmatian. Why don't you have a seat? Mr. Davies?
Yes?
Bratwood Davies?
That's me.
You want to follow me, please?
How does it look?
I think we got him in time. Would you give me 30 cc's Ipecac?
What's his problem? He's got a few bruised ribs and he needs a tune-up. Good.
Dr. White, we've got another problem.
What now?
Somebody broke into the medication room and stole a whole lot of drugs.
Where?
Down here.
Ehrlich, I want to talk to you.
I'm sorry.
What for?
I don't know. It's just a conditioned response.
You know, Dad, like a Skinner box or Pavlov's dogs? Yes, I know, Stephen. This is my son.
Hi, Stephen.
You must be Victor Ehrlich. Stephen is going to watch me repair a patent ductus arteriosus right now, but after that, he's all yours. I expect you to make his vacation from med school as informative as possible. I want him to get the feel of what the life of residence is all about.
Okay.
After all, he'll be in your shoes next year.
Nice box. Thanks. Okay, why don't we meet at the 5th floor nurse's station? Oh, say noonish.
Huh?
Okay, 12:10 on the dot.
I don't want him to have any special handling just because he's my son. Treat him like any other top student of Ohio State.
Yes, sir.
Where's the oxygen, Mahatma? Good. Some that'll clear up your hangover.
Rough night, Dr. Freud?
Are you kidding? My son and I were up late celebrating his homecoming. Okay, let's get started.
she was looking for.
What did we lose?
You name it, it's gone. Enough morphine, diazepam, Seconal to keep the whole city downed out for a month.
Well, I went to the top on this one. I talked to the commissioner of police. He said they're going to do everything they can to try and catch the guy.
I'm no junior G-man, but it seems pretty obvious that whoever stole the drugs started the fire as a diversion.
Yeah. The commissioner asked me if I thought it was an inside job.
What do you say?
I said I didn't think so.
What do you really think?
I don't know. Who was the resident on call?
Peter White.
Oh, boy.
Hi. Hi, Nina. We've still got a ways to go. I'm going to do a pelvic exam after the next contraction. Why don't you take off for a while?
No, thanks.
Oh, honey, you were in ER until 4 a.m., and then you came right down here. Why don't you go and get some rest? Nothing's going to happen in the next hour. She's in good hands.
Okay, I'll be in on call.
How are you feeling? Great. Oh, here comes another one. Okay, now just relax. Breathe through it. That's right. Very good.
It was a Monday. I remember like it was yesterday. Cold, dry. All I wanted to do was get at the Nazis, so I enlisted. I didn't let them know I was a doctor. I wanted to get in the infantry.
I didn't know there were any Nazis in New Guinea.
There weren't. Roosevelt saw fit to send me after the Japanese. I guess he knew how much MacArthur needed me.
It's just as well. The war in Europe was a nightmare.
What? No recurrent malaria, no beriberi. All you guys got was a developed taste for French wine.
Well, we deserved it after all that Sicilian red we drank.
I bet you never thought we'd miss 1943, Herbie.
No, I guess I never did. I do miss Rita, though. All the time.
Well, look at the bright side. You're old. You've got diseases. You've had heart surgery, and you're wearing a pacemaker. The way things are going, you should be with her very soon.
I don't know whether that's good news or bad news.
We've come a long way from Kelly Street, didn't we?
Yeah, further than we probably had any right to.
And we didn't end up in jail like the rest of the neighborhood.
Yeah, I guess we fooled a lot of people.
How did we get to be so old?
There's nothing wrong with being old, Daddy. It's just that a lot of people our age give old a bad name.
Where did the time go? Which reminds me, Benny O'Neill died a couple of months ago.
Of what?
I think it was emphysema that finally killed him.
I told him 100 times to quit smoking. You know, I like Boston. Nice town.
I feel the same way.
I couldn't live here, though.
Why not?
I don't know, there's just something.
I know what you mean.
Hey, David, how's it going? David. What's the matter with him? Did he get up on the wrong side of Linda this morning?
Dr. Westfall wants to see you.
My dad told me a lot about you last night. Believe me, I'm not as bad as all that. No, he admires you. He sure has a funny way of showing you. I know how demanding he can be. How would you like to be his son? They haven't printed the money yet. I'm checking the post op.
And how are we today, Marie?
Well, I'm ready to get out of here.
Well, looks like you're gonna get your wish. Would you care to examine the incision?
Sure.
Who's he?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be rude. Dr. Craig. This is Marie. Marie, Dr. Craig.
Hi.
Now, just hold it. Hold it 1 second. I have been in this dung heap for 2 weeks, and everybody's been calling me by my first name. The doctors, the nurses, the orderlies.
Well, we try to be friendly and informal.
Well, it's a one-way street, and I'm just sick of it. You know, I don't know your first name. I don't even know if you have one.
Well, it never really occurred to me.
No, it wouldn't. You guys are just trained to be patronizing. You treat us all like children. Look, I'm 54 years old, for Pete's sake. I've got 3 kids. And if one of them dared to call me Marie, you know, I'd smack him in the head.
I'm sorry, Miss Benton. So much for dazzling you with my bedside manner.
Don't worry about it. My dad says you just have to let patients like that roll off your back.
Yeah. You won't tell him, will you?
Come on, he's my father. You tell your father everything?
Not since 4th grade. You're right, Stephen.
Well, thank you.
It's about lunchtime. Want to go grab a sandwich or something?
No. Actually, I'd rather get high.
Excuse me?
Mia. Humboldt County. Blow your head off. Good light. What exactly are you accusing me of?
Not accusing you of anything, Peter. I just want to know what happened.
I was putting out the fire when the medication room was broken into. It's all right there in my report, or didn't you bother to read it?
Sit down.
Dr. Westphal, I'm sorry. This is a weird time for me.
I know that, and I appreciate it. But, Peter, both you and I know that you have a drug addiction.
I'm doing exactly what you told me to do. I'm going to the rehab center. I'm in the 21-day program.
Good. That's good to hear. I mean it. But, Peter, knowing what I know, I think I'd be negligent if I didn't ask you about last night's break-in.
I am innocent. I swear it.
Okay. Fine.
You believe me? I mean, just like that?
Yeah.
You don't like me very much, do you?
Peter, I'm well aware that you've had more problems this year than anybody deserves. But I have to tell you the truth. Every time I look at your evaluation, one thing becomes more and more clear to me. You don't seem to be a very good doctor.
Are you telling me you're thinking of dropping me from the residency program?
It's crossed my mind.
So terrible.
What now?
The pool. The pool on the length of Nina Morrison's labor. I drew 23 hours.
I got 15.
Don't you think it's cruel?
Cruel?
I mean, I really hope I win. I could use the money. But it's hard to root for a fellow creature to be in pain for 23 hours.
Hey, guys.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hi, Ray.
Hi. What's the count and the amount? Nina's been in labor 16 hours, 3 minutes now. Well, I never win anything. Including the marathon.
Wasn't it exciting, though? That surging sea of human sweat.
Yeah. Hey, I'm no Alberto Salazar, but if I don't get my 10-mile running fix in the morning, I can't get going.
10 miles a day? Guys like you are crazy. You take a healthy cardiovascular activity and turn it into an obsession. You can't live without it.
Did you know that almost a third of the people who run on a regular basis would rather give up sex than jogging?
Well, Chandler doesn't have a choice.
Wait. Do you pass the salt?
Look at that tray.
Yeah, what about it?
Look at the size of that cake. I see you squirreling away those little chocolate bars during rounds.
Okay, so I got a sweet tooth. Sugar gets me through the day. Sure beats not eating at all. This morning, a 14-year-old girl came into ER. 80 pounds, and she kept complaining about how fat she was.
You know, I was reading this University of Arizona research report that correlated the behavior of obsessive runners with teenage anorexics. And it said that they were both bent on self-destruction and suggested that they seek psychiatric help.
Who asked you? Anybody who'd quote a University of Arizona research report is obviously a workaholic.
Speaking of addictive personalities,
Do you honestly think that he broke into the medication room last night?
He's capable of doing anything.
Well, remember, innocent until proven guilty.
it really isn't all his fault. Doctors perpetuate the myth that drugs are good for you because they take the pain away. We forget the side effects.
Poor Peter.
Well, I'm glad his problem went public. I was tired of carrying his load and covering for his mistakes. It makes all of us look bad.
Anybody want a taste?
Whoops. Today's the start of the St. Eligius 500. How's Nina doing?
17 hours and no change.
So much for that.
I'm heading back down there now. How's the guy I admitted last night to in the second olive here?
Gene Custodi. He's right in there. His vital signs are stable, but he was in and out of it all morning. Though the last time I looked in, he seemed fairly responsive.
I think I'll say hello.
Okay.
Hello, Gene. I'm Dr. Morrison. I pumped your stomach last night. Well, I just came by to see how you're doing.
Getting by. You don't look so good, though.
Well, I'm a little fuzzy. My wife's about to have a baby.
Oh, yeah? I got a kid. Lori. She's just a year old.
Then I don't get it. How come you're doing this to yourself?
You mean Papa Reds? Yeah. Look, I got out of high school about this time last year. She was pregnant, so we got married. No, it was fine with me because I really loved her.
Then what about your responsibility to your wife and your child?
I don't get to see them. One night I got home from work, and they were gone. Not even a note. Lori could be dead for all I know.
You tried to find them?
All the money ran out.
What about the police?
Oh, man. 6 months is a long time not to see your kid.
Gene, the pills, you gotta stop punishing yourself.
No. You don't get it at all. When I take Reds and I'm on the nod, it's like Lori's there with me. Hey, my problem isn't your problem.
Hello, Jack. How you doing, Gene?
See, we're gonna have another talk?
Well, only if you want to.
It's time I got back down in the labor room.
You ever been a father before, Dr. Morrison?
Nope.
Today's a big day for you. The day my daughter was born was the happiest day of my life. Good luck.
Thanks.
Have you seen Stephen Craig?
No, not since the last time he was with you.
Thanks.
Finally, I succumbed to the pain and went into a chemo cycle.
How bad is it?
Rat poison in a slow intravenous drip.
Don't undersell it.
Truly a nauseating experience.
What the hell?
That guy must have been doing 80.
Rita was killed by a hit-and-run driver, you know.
I know.
She would have been 65 this year.
What the hell's the idea? I blew the horn. Maybe you should turn up your hearing aid.
You can kill somebody, so take it easy.
Maybe forget it. What's your wife? Out turning tricks at some old age home?
You smart.
Baby, you're wearing a pacemaker. Don't answer him.
You're real brave, aren't you? A real wise ass.
Okay, it's finished. You'll have a coronary.
Did you hear what he said? Probably a drugged-out clown like that who killed Rita.
Take deep breaths, sir. In almost 60 years, you haven't changed a lot.
We are what we are.
There's an argument for genetics versus environment.
What the hell's the idea?
Hey, cut it out! You'll kill him! He's wearing a pacemaker! Hey, hurry up! Cut it! You all right, Herb?
Yeah, sure. Let me...
It's over, it's over.
Do you believe this?
Dr. Ashland, are you all right?
I've never felt better in my life.
What happened?
We got into a fight.
What?
You should have been there.
Biscuits.
Let's take care of him first.
Like the old days, Danny.
Herbie's not kidding.
Rolling around on the hood of that car.
Okay, could you hold still for a minute? I want to see where the blood is coming from.
He's
Can
got
I
me
get some
pinned.
gauze?
He's got me pinned, see? He's already grazed me once with a hammer, right?
Right.
Okay, it looks like you're gonna need some stitches here. I'd like to get a skull series.
I don't think you're bleeding.
I told you I'm fine. Herbie's wearing the pacemaker.
So?
Dr. Ehrlich.
Call me Victor.
Wait a minute. Aren't you supposed to be watching Dr. Craig's kid?
Have you seen him?
In a manner of speaking.
Wait, don't tell me. He got hit by a gurney, got trapped in an elevator. What?
Follow me.
Oh my God, he's dead.
He's not dead. He's high.
Again? He smoked a joint this big this afternoon.
Look like he's been tapping into the nitrous oxide.
Well, kill it, would you please? Yo, Stephen, up and at him. Come on.
Boy's got a problem.
Help me get him up, would you? All I need is some air.
Oh, man. What a rush.
Oh, hi, Victor. Where you been?
Yeah, where I've been. Come on. Wake up.
You're doing great, honey. 15 more seconds to revive it. Look at the monitor. Look at the monitor.
I don't think I can take the pain.
Yes, you can. Sure you can.
Oh, can somebody else do this for me?
Okay. We're finished. Okay, cleansing breath.
I think we should talk. We've been here for 20 hours now. You've only dilated 1 centimeter in the last 8 hours. We're still not even close to delivery.
You think we should accelerate labor?
We've come this far. I don't want to give up.
Nina, we've got a choice. We can hang in there another 8 hours, or we can speed things along with a shot of Pitocin.
I don't want to do that. I know I can make it.
I know you can too. But if we hold out too much longer, it could potentially harm the baby.
Jack, what about all the time we put in, all the classes and the preparation?
It's not wasted. Got us this far, didn't it? You're doing great. But the fact is, we're here to have a baby. And whether we do it naturally or not, at this point, it's secondary, right?
right.
Start an IV with Pitocin and let's get the delivery room ready.
One of your doctors told me my heart's running like a Swiss watch.
He also tell you got a punctured eardrum?
Yeah, and that's too bad. It was my good ear.
I called Tony. I told him what happened.
Oh, I wish he hadn't done that. He's having enough problems with his delivery showing up late from Korea.
Come on, I'll drive you back to the hotel.
A lesser man would have had to spend the night here at Club Med.
A smarter man wouldn't have gotten into that foray in the first place.
I haven't felt so good in 25 years. I don't give a damn about my ear. So the bum caught me with a hammer. I still got my shots in, right?
I know what you mean.
You know, for a second there, for a split second of a moment, I was 18 again and immortal.
I know. I could feel the adrenaline exploding out of my heart, too.
By the way, thanks
For what?
for being there. Danny, I'm gonna tell you a secret. We're gonna live forever.
Hi. Good luck. Thanks. Hi. This isn't the time to visit.
Oh, no, it should be over in a couple hours.
Well, I'll put this in her room so she'll have it when she comes out.
Okay.
Good luck. Oh, finally. Yeah. How you doing? Pretty good. Is Peter on call? I don't know. Let's go check. Okay. How's it going between you and him? It's not. I haven't seen him since his birthday. I know what you're going through. My first husband didn't want me to go out with the girls. He wanted to go out with them. That's Peter. My second husband didn't want me to work. Problem was he didn't want to work either. My third husband, yeah, well, that's better left unsaid. I can't imagine going through any of this more than once. Me either. You know, Myra, an interesting thing happened to me because of my mastectomy. I learned you don't throw relationships away like you would broken appliances. You fix them. You make them work. I wish it was that easy. Well, maybe it is. I think what you've got to do is figure out what you really need in life and what you're willing to do for it. Thank you, Helen.
Hi, Victor.
Hi.
Yeah?
Want some?
Alphabet soup. Good.
No, not in the mood.
Bummed out?
No. BJ, you're man of the world. Let me ask you a question. I have this friend. My friend's boss has a son who my friend's boss asked my friend to sort of babysit at work. Are you with me so far?
No. You sure you don't want some soup?
No, thank you. Anyway, the point is that the boss's son is doing something that the friend knows the boss wouldn't like, and my friend, who likes the boss's son and respects the boss, can't figure out what to do.
You mean Dr. Craig's son, Stephen, is taking drugs?
Yes.
You really are in a pickle.
Well, okay, do you have any age-old Indian wisdom you want to share with me?
In my family, we have an old proverb. When you open your window for fresh air, you're bound to find a locust in your curry.
I see. Okay.
Look, I am an anesthesiologist. My job is to knock people out when they're operated on, so they don't feel the pain. Now, that's a good thing. But when this gift is abused, all it causes is pain.
So, you're saying I should be a stoolie, squeal on the kid, and tell Craig everything?
No. I have been working under Dr. Craig for a while and a half now. But We don't have what you may call a meaningful relationship. But I think I know him well enough to tell that the son's abuse will break the father's heart.
Aha. So, you're saying I shouldn't talk to Craig?
No.
Then what are you saying?
Talk to the son.
Oh.
I'm not dealing, I swear.
Who are you talking to? Not even a pharmacist walks around the streets with that many pills on them.
I told you, I'm not dealing.
Let me see your prescription.
Please.
Listen up, Gene. The stuff we found, you've had it. Unless you want to tell me who your connection is.
Give me a break. I tell you that, and I'm a dead man.
Listen, buddy boy, you're a dead man anyway. Your record isn't exactly spotless when it comes to drug abuse. This time, no probation. The state has an old-fashioned way of rehabilitating guys like you. Cold turkey in a prison cell. Have a nice day.
And you get away for a couple of hours. If you don't spend some time with me, I'm not sure what's going to happen.
This week alone, I've already taken off 2 days to be with you. I have my career to think about. You're not being fair.
Just for an hour or so. Come on. I feel like I'm slipping and I need some help.
That's why you're at rehab, Peter.
No, I walked out of that place. I couldn't stand it. All those people standing around talking about that kind
You
of stuff.
really don't want any help. You want to just sit
No,
around
please,
and complain.
don't start on me like that. The last thing I want to hear right now is what a jerk you think I am. I'm the best thing that ever happened to you. You said so yourself.
I never said that. You got me confused with your wife or someone else.
Jill, please.
Living with you is no picnic, Peter. You've wrecked my car.
The insurance covered that.
You're constantly borrowing money that you never pay back.
What is it with you anyway? I'm dying in here and you're still kicking.
The only reason I ever got involved with you is because we had great sex. But ever since you started going heavy on the drugs, you're damaged goods.
You're all the same.
It took you no time to move in, Peter. It's going to even take you less to move out. Hello? Are you okay in there?
The baby's head's about to show. Now, Nina, I want you to listen to me. You're going to feel a burning sensation if the baby's head's being born. Don't let that scare you. Ready? Push.
You're doing great.
Very good. Again?
Real good, honey. Very good.
Jack, look. You can see the baby's hair. I'm going to do an episiotomy.
Now, don't push through this next contraction.
Nina, I'm going to make a small incision to enlarge the opening so that you don't tear.
Do it, do it.
Here we go.
Small pushes.
It's good. Very good. Very good.
That was quick.
What is it? What is it?
It's a boy.
And the time is 6:33.
It's a boy, Jack. It's a boy.
Is Doc Fujiyama here?
No, he went to the health club.
Well, he was supposed to have the results on the Nielsen autopsy.
Oh, the man who died sitting with his family watching television?
Yeah.
Here it is.
Thanks. This is incomplete.
Why, Wayne?
Well, there's no indication of what show he was watching.
My guess is cable. They play all the really good movies on cable. I love lying in bed, watching. There are no interruptions.
Uh-huh. Well, bye, Cat.
Wayne, wait. Have you ever seen The French Lieutenant's Woman? It's on tonight.
I saw it.
Can you ever forget the look on Meryl's face when she was standing on the quay, a lone figure on a windswept car, waiting for her man to return? Then she turned, and Jeremy saw her for the first time.
Well, what happened with you and Warren Applegate?
It's finished. He was just a passing fancy. Wayne, can I be frank?
You can be anybody you want.
Please. I want to bare my soul to you. I saw the way you were looking at me in the cafeteria. Like you used to, before.
Oh, damn it, Wayne. Ever since that night when I walked out of your apartment, all I could think of...
Kathy, you are not interested in me. You are just obsessed with sex.
Yes, I am. But only with you, Wayne. You're better than Tony and David and Scott and Steve. Even Gary. I still wear your heart close to mine.
Well, look, Kathy, I gotta go.
Please don't.
No, you don't understand. I am in the middle of the beginning of a very nice relationship with Shirley Daniels, and anything that might happen between us right now will screw that up. And I don't want to screw that up. No, Kathy.
Wayne.
No, Kathy. 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 Day will come, you shall be called to account for what you have done to me.
I knew you'd come back.
Was it our stuff?
Syringe. My guess is retrieved from a garbage pail.
Custodes' chart didn't mention he was into heavy stuff.
He wasn't.
Then what did he use?
Nothing. He took the empty syringe and shot up an air bubble. Instant heart attack.
He left this note.
Attention, everybody. Jack and Nina Morrison are the proud parents of a 7-pound baby boy. Length of labor, 22 hours, 12 minutes.
Come in. Well, hiya, Victor. Here to join me? Peppers. Help you sail right through the evening carnage. I used to take them for philosophy exams. They gave me divine guidance.
What are you doing? Are you nuts? Your father could walk right in here.
No, he said he'd be back in 3 minutes. When my dad says 3 minutes, he means 3 minutes.
Get your feet off there.
Victor, what's the problem? I sense hostility here.
I don't get it. You're bright, you're good-looking, with incredible future.
Sky's the limit.
Hey, I'm no saint either. I grew up in California in the 60s, okay? So I understand what you're doing here. But I learned early on the human body can only take so much, and then those brain cells start to fry.
I got it under control.
Oh, really? Why don't you go on up to the psych ward and talk to some of the junkies and the speed freaks and the acid casualties up there? They don't know who they are, but they have it under control, too.
If I closed my eyes, I could swear my dad was in the room.
Oh, you want to talk about your father? What are you doing here shows so much disrespect for a man who obviously loves you very much, and I think that's what bothers me the most.
I got nothing against my dad. I'm just leading my own life.
Oh, yeah? Suppose I tell him.
So tell him.
Hi, Dad. Stephen. Alec. Stephen and I are going to the party for Jack Morrison. Care to join us?
Thank you, sir.
How are you two getting along?
Terrific.
Yeah, great.
Okay, let's go.
I saw you in the hallway. Nina and Jack had a boy.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Jack wanted a boy.
They're throwing a party in the 4th floor doctor's lounge.
Yeah, all my friends will be there.
What do you mean?
I mean, Myra, I'm hated around here.
They don't hate you. I don't hate you.
Well, you should. I've given you reason enough to.
Well, believe me, I've done my share of hurting you, too.
I don't even remember anymore. Did we ever love each other?
Yes.
Then how did we get here?
I don't know. Remember when you asked me to marry you? I knew for a long time that we wanted to get married, but neither of us wanted to be the first one to say it.
that you asked me. That spring day when we were walking the quad at Bron. And when the words came out, I started to cry because that's all I ever wanted was to be your wife and have your children. I loved you that much. I miss Providence. Come home.
Daniel, it's happened 3 times this month. We're not going to catch him, I know it.
Mind if I have one?
Not at all. Go ahead.
How about you?
No. Suppose for now we consolidate the medication rooms by putting them on every other floor.
Sure.
We could double security, but either way, it's going to cause a lot of aggravation. We can talk about this later if you like.
Am I that distracted?
Anything I can do?
Make me young.
Yeah. Wish I could.
This afternoon when I was thrashing around with Herbie.
It's lucky the 2 of you weren't killed.
It's been years since I felt that vital. I realized what a mistake I'd made, trying to grow old gracefully.
Rage, rage against the dying of the light.
Why shouldn't we?
Because, my friend, it's a waste of time.
But, Donald, won't you at least admit that you'd give up everything you'd worked for, learned, achieved, to feel the way you were at 18?
Of course. But if we did, where would that leave us? Confused, selfish, immature, and I, for one, wouldn't want to go through that again.
Well, I would, in a second.
Oh, Jack and Nina Morrison had a baby boy a little while ago. There's going to be a party on the 4th floor.
Well, then, rather than dwell on what's gone forever, perhaps it would be wiser to look to the future.
Congratulations, Luther.
Thank you.
I thought it was Jack Morrison's baby.
But Luther had the winning time. 22 hours. I felt to the peak. I could feel it in my bones. Where's my can?
Where's your ticket?
Huh? Oh, that's no problem. Oh, well, I'll get it later. No ticket, no money.
It's real cold, BJ.
I'll be right back. Yeah. Cassie, hi. How about a cigar?
Thank you.
Want a light?
Oh, no.
Listen, I need a refill. Anybody else?
No?
Me.
Okay.
There you are. I was getting worried. What's that awful smell?
I don't know, maybe my new aftershave.
It smells like formaldehyde.
Well, I was in the morgue.
Let me help you wash it off.
Shirley, let me explain. I was just getting the latest on the Nielsen autopsy.
Everybody, here he is!
Gotta be here someplace. Jack, congratulations. How about a cigar?
Then get a drink. Thanks. What a day.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Yeah, how's Gene Custodi doing? You make any progress with him?
Jack, listen, it's a party.
What's wrong?
Stody killed himself a couple of hours ago.
What?
He left a note.
What did it say?
I hope the next world is better than this.
Please be here. We're talking about big money here, boy. Come on. Mega bucks. We're not talking about just a few dollars. We're talking about big cash. Please be here. Come on.
Ah, here they are.
Dr. Oxlander. Dr. Westfall.
Stephen, long time.
Enjoying your externship?
Oh, yeah, the best. Everybody here is really terrific.
Any particular field interest you yet?
Cardiac surgery, of course. Right, Dad?
That's right.
Should have guessed it.
He's gonna make one hell of a great doctor one day.
Hope so.
Where's the punch?
Have you named the baby yet?
Yeah, Carl Yastrzemski Morrison.
Peter, after my great uncle.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Here's to young Peter Morrison. Harvard Medical School, class of 2008. And I expect all of us to be in attendance at his graduation.
You know, we spend so much time in this place dealing with all kinds of sadness that, well, when you get a chance like this to celebrate a new life, it becomes even more cherished. And now that you're all here, I want to thank you for your skill, your dedication, and your compassion.
A toast to life.
Tonight, on St. Elsewhere.
The only reason I ever got involved with you was because we had great sex.
I was putting out the fire when the medication room was broken into.
But Peter, both you and I know that you have a drug addiction.
I am innocent.
Hey, cut it out! You kill him! He's wearing a pacemaker!
So the bum caught me with a hammer. I still got my shots in, right?
Aren't you supposed to be watching Dr. Craig's kid?
Have you seen him? Oh, my God, he's dead.
How's Nina doing?
17 hours and no change.
Ready? Push.
maternity ward.
Oh, Nina's been in active labor for 3 hours. She's dilated only 2 centimeters. But she's fine. We're gonna hang in there with natural childbirth all the way.
Well, I'm sorry about bringing you back down here, but as you can see, we've been bombarded.
Anything serious?
Nah, a bus sideswept the old State House. The building's fine. Mostly everybody else is just shook up.
Well, to be honest, I needed to get out of the labor room for a little while. Having a baby is not easy.
Tell it to Nina.
Shirley, you jest. By the way, Jack, we got a pool going on. Your kid's weight and the length of Nina's labor. For only $1, you stand to make a fortune. Problem is, the only spot left is 36 hours, 12 pounds, female.
No thanks.
Well, you never know. She can be a female shot putter.
Thank you.
Dr. White? Yeah? I thought I smelled smoke coming out of the men's room.
Big deal. Probably some orderlies puffing on reefer in there.
Will you check?
Yeah. What's the matter? You afraid to go in there alone, are you? Oh, come on.
It's in there, Dr. White.
Call it cold red.
Is there a Mr. Custody here? Gene Custody? Mr. Custody? How long has he been here? Gene? Gene?
What have we got here?
Oh, boy. You give me a hand here, Shirley. How did you let him sit here this long?
He was able to fill out the forms, Jack. He wasn't that out of it.
His pupils are dilated and equal.
Second all over.
Yeah, we're gonna have to lavage him.
Candy, we need you over here.
There's nothing to be alarmed about. They're probably here just visiting a sick Dalmatian. Why don't you have a seat? Mr. Davies?
Yes?
Bratwood Davies?
That's me.
You want to follow me, please?
How does it look?
I think we got him in time. Would you give me 30 cc's Epicac?
got a few bruised ribs and he needs a tune-up. Good.
Dr. White, we've got another problem.
What now?
Somebody broke into the medication room and stole a whole lot of drugs.
Where?
Down here.
Ehrlich, I want to talk to you.
I'm sorry.
What for?
I don't know. It's just a conditioned response.
You know, Dad, like a Skinner box or Pavlov's dogs? Yes, I know, Stephen. This is my son.
Hi, Stephen.
You must be Victor Ehrlich. Stephen is going to watch me repair a patent ductus arteriosus right now, but after that, he's all yours. I expect you to make his vacation from med school as informative as possible. I want him to get the feel of what the life of residence is all about.
Okay.
After all, he'll be in your shoes next year.
Nice bucks. Thanks. Okay, why don't we meet at the 5th floor nurse's station? Oh, say noonish.
Huh?
Okay, 12:10 on the dot.
I don't want him to have any special handling just because he's my son. Treat him like any other top student of Ohio State.
Yes, sir.
Where's the oxygen, Mahatma? Good. Some that'll clear up your hangover.
Rough night, Dr. Freud?
Are you kidding? My son and I were up late celebrating his homecoming. Okay, let's get started.
Well, whoever did it really knew what he or she was looking for.
What did we lose?
You name it, it's gone. Enough morphine, diazepam, Seconal to keep the whole city downed out for a month.
Well, I went to the top on this one. I talked to the commissioner of police. He said they're going to do everything they can to try and catch the guy.
I'm no junior G-man, but it seems pretty obvious that whoever stole the drugs started the fire as a diversion.
Yeah. The commissioner asked me if I thought it was an inside job.
What do you say?
I said I didn't think so.
What do you really think?
I don't know. Who is the resident on call?
Peter White.
Oh, boy.
Hi. Hi, Nina. We've still got a ways to go. I'm going to do a pelvic exam after the next contraction. Why don't you take off for a while?
No, thanks.
Oh, honey, you were in ER until 4 a.m., and then you came right down here. Why don't you go and get some rest?
Nothing's going to happen in the next hour. She's in good hands.
Okay, I'll be in on call.
How are you feeling?
Great. Oh, here comes another one.
Okay, now just relax. Breathe through it. That's right. Very good.
It was a Monday. I remember like it was yesterday. Cold, dry. All I wanted to do was get at the Nazis, so I enlisted. I didn't let them know I was a doctor. I wanted to get in the infantry.
I didn't know there were any Nazis in New Guinea.
There were. Roosevelt saw fit to send me after the Japanese. I guess he knew how much MacArthur needed me.
It's just as well. The war in Europe was a nightmare.
What? No recurrent malaria, no beriberi. All you guys got was a developed taste for French wine.
Well, we deserved it after all that Sicilian red we drank.
I bet you never thought we'd miss 1943, Herbie.
No, I guess I never did. I do miss Rita, though. All the time.
Well, look at the bright side. You're old. You've got diseases. You've had heart surgery, and you're wearing a pacemaker. The way things are going, you should be with her very soon.
whether that's good news or bad news.
We've come a long way from Kelly Street, didn't we?
Yeah, further than we probably had any right to.
And we didn't end up in jail like the rest of the neighborhood.
Yeah, I guess we fooled a lot of people.
How did we get to be so old?
There's nothing wrong with being old, Dad. It's just that a lot of people our age give old a bad name.
Where did the time go? Which reminds me, Benny O'Neill died a couple of months ago.
Of what?
I think it was emphysema that finally killed him.
I told him 100 times to quit smoking. You know, I like Boston. Nice town.
I feel the same way.
I couldn't live here, though.
Why not?
I don't know, there's too something.
I know what you mean.
Hey, David, how's it going? David. What's the matter with him? Did he get up on the wrong side of Linda this morning?
Dr. Westfall wants to see you.
My dad told me a lot about you last night. Believe me, I'm not as bad as all that. No, he admires you. He sure has a funny way of showing you. I know how demanding he can be. How would you like to be his son? They haven't printed the money yet. I'm checking the post op.
And how are we today, Marie?
Well, I'm ready to get out of here.
Well, looks like you're gonna get your wish. Would you care to examine the incision?
Sure.
Who's he?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be rude. Dr. Craig. This is Marie. Marie, Dr. Craig. Hi.
Now, just hold it. Hold it 1 second. I have been in this dung heap for 2 weeks, and everybody's been calling me by my first name. The doctors, the nurses, the orderlies.
Well, we try to be friendly and informal.
Well, it's a one-way street, and I'm just sick of it. You know, I don't know your first name. I don't even know if you have one.
Well, it never really occurred to me.
No, it wouldn't. You guys are just trained to be patronizing. You treat us all like children. Look, I'm 54 years old, for Pete's sake. I've got 3 kids. And if one of them dared to call me Marie, you know, I'd smack him in the head.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Miss Bentley. So much for dazzling you with my bedside manner.
Don't worry about it. My dad says you just have to let patients like that roll off your back.
Yeah. You won't tell him, will you?
Come on, he's my father. You tell your father everything?
Not since 4th grade. You're right, Stephen.
Well, thank you.
It's about lunchtime. Want to go grab a sandwich or something?
No. Actually, I'd rather get high.
Excuse me?
Sends me in. Humboldt County, blow your head off. Good, White. What exactly are you accusing me of?
Not accusing you of anything, Peter. I just want to know what happened.
I was putting out the fire when the medication room was broken into. It's all right there in my report, or didn't you bother to read it?
Sit down.
Dr. Westfall, I'm sorry. This is a weird time for me.
I know that, and I appreciate it. But, Peter, both you and I know that you have a drug addiction.
I'm doing exactly what you told me to do. I'm going to the rehab center. I'm in the 21-day program.